Well, I've sung for in a lot of political campaigns. I sang for Kennedy. I did a little bit. I was young then for Truman when he started. Who else we got? I sang at a couple of rallies for Bill Clinton. A lot of senators. Yeah, if somebody has that spirit and the drive and they believe in the things that I believe in, I'm willing to sing for them and help them. I started with the labor movement in 1944, so that's 61 years. That's a long time ago. I must have been young then. I was 61 years younger, I guess. And then when I started singing, they never used the word troubadour. They said, oh, that's Joe Glazer, he sings those labor songs. But somewhere, and I can't put my finger on it, that's too bad. There must have been one time somebody introduced me as labor's troubadour. And it kind of stuck. During crises in the labor movement, somebody sometimes will write a song and it may catch on. And the songs are important to build a spirit, to build a solidarity. Just like in the church or in the army, they had the marching songs. And I ran into a guy, Larry Penn, a truck driver from Milwaukee, made up wonderful songs, but who hears them, you know? Some in his union hall and some around the neighborhood in the folk clubs or at an occasional union meeting. I said, we got to get these guys out on a record. At that time we had LP records. So I set up this little company called Collector Records. So I did a lot of, quite a number of records for unions for their conventions or special meetings. This is Textile Voices I did for the Textile Workers Union. And they have something on the back from the president, and they hand these out. Textile Voices, Songs and Stories of the Mills, with a great picture. This young gal's a pretty good singer, did a lot of women's songs. Songs for Working Women, sung by Bobby McGee. And this was done for the Coalition of Labor Union Women. So it provided a service, a very important service for the unions. Then, of course, there were some of my own songs that I did. There's a whole lot of them. I guess I have altogether maybe about 30 different albums. But now the Smithsonian will take over all that business. If you're going to make an impact on the people, the lyrics have to be simple and could be repetitious. And I take, for example, the most famous union song is Solidarity Forever. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Now that song has 6 verses. You generally use 2 or 3 wonderful verses, but if you run a picket line, you see, the people are not going to remember the verses. So you might sing one verse and you sing the chorus 3, 4, 5 times, you know? When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker and the feeble strength of one, but the union makes us strong. And everybody goes solidarity. In the union movement, everything depends on solidarity. You can have the best arguments in the world, but if the workers don't stick together, you lose, you see. It's just kind of like a war. And you have to build that kind of spirit, and the music helps to do that. A lot of strikes without music, a lot of battles without music, but if you have the music, it's a great extra weapon. I remember a big strike up in Maine. We had thousands out, these French-Canadian, mostly French-Canadian textile workers. And it was cold in the winter. They'd been out for weeks. And after walking on a picket line, we'd bring them into the union hall and we'd sing, you know. We shall, you know, we shall not be moved. We're fighting for a contract, and we shall not be moved. We're fighting for a contract, and we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the water. we'd sing for hours. We're fighting for our future. We're fighting for our freedom. We're fighting for our children. Boy, I tell you, after a couple hours like that, they're ready to stay out another month, you see. Because when you're in a struggle, it can get really down. The music is very important to lift people up, help them build their spirit and their solidarity. People sometimes they'll go to a meeting or a rally, be a lot of speeches. They'll hear one song or two songs, they start clapping. You don't hear clapping or cheering. Just when somebody makes a speech, maybe at the end or some line. The music touches the soul, you know. It's not just for the brain. I don't like when they say Joe Glazer entertainment. Labor's Troubadour, I sing the songs that have a meaning, that have a purpose, that make you feel good about your union or about your struggle, and that make you want to go out and do or die for the cause, you see. Go out singing, you know.